level 100 on any given character, but still that is a little bit surprising. Now we're coming in, we got this Sentinel against the Lin Fei, megD versus Pier.
And already starting off megD with both weapon controls, wants the Katars and is already building up a decent amount of damage onto Pier. Again, denying weapons, wants to prime Katars. So this is megD very clearly saying, I want to play with Katars. Pier on the other side would like to play with any weapon. The weapon spawns have not been in his favor.
There you see megD covering kind of low and covering high. Started off with the D-Sig and then with the neutral signature reaching into the air, hoping that Pier would recover high. megD definitely getting the better of the damage race so far. Pier does have a cannon in hand. We could see some strings, but that won't be an option as megD is going to pick up the first KO and again have weapon control.
It's been 45 seconds, and Pier has basically not gotten to play Brawlhalla just yet. Like, he had the cannon for a hot minute, but even then, didn't really get to do much, was thrown off stage basically immediately. Now he's got the Katars in hand. He's getting some damage built up onto megD, but man, megD is in control.
That's going to be a punish there. Sidelight into the neutral light. No major signature punish yet. I guess didn't want to send Pier too far. It definitely wouldn't have led to the kill, so he just wanted to keep Pier on stage so he can continue string potential.
megD going to take another one off of Pier, and weapon denial and control. Pier really needs to get this stock. Otherwise, megD is almost guaranteed to go plus in this.
Yeah, 3-stock potential is definitely real here. The only real major KO potential that we've seen from Pier has been those double instincts, which haven't worked and he's gotten punished for.
Oh.
That's going to be a taunt. Is he having connection issues? Not sure. Or if it was just a bait, he does get the turnaround side air as megD does overextend just a little bit. Could have been a misinput as well.
Yeah, an interesting flag emo. I don't actually know what Pier plays with, but usually when you see someone do it as a misinput, it's because they're controller players and they accidentally tap that right stick. You can actually unbound that, so you never run into that issue.
Yeah, but you don't want to unbind taunting. You want to have that as an option as the moral victory there.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes you got to get into the head, but right now megD is in the head of Pier as megD takes Pier out of this one. It is currently 8 stocks left on Team Canada versus the 6 of Team South.
We have double Sentinels here. It's been a hot minute since we had 2 Sentinels on screen. I don't know what they're going for here. I don't know if this is HardyMJ's answer to the way that megD has been playing a lot during the Pro Series, being very slow, very punish heavy, very waiting for their opponent to attack, but Hardy's going to open it up real nice.
Yeah, I do think that was a little bit of a response to megD. Like, characteristically, I know there's a lot of people in Twitch and Twitter that have been saying some things about the way megD likes to play a punish game, you know, likes to make the opponent try to move forward, and HardyMJ is like, all right, I'll wait for the prime opportunity and then blow up big.
The damage is about even here. Hardy's taking a little bit more, but both of these players still in yellow.
Hardy wants
Hardy's
the Katars.
Disarm himself there. Spawn comes in time and in a good spot for him to grab the Katars.
Hardy perfectly fine sitting on this edge. If Hardy takes down megD without taking too much damage, this is going to be really good for Team South. And what a change in pace, right? Pier was playing a little bit more of a traditional Brawlhalla playstyle, a little bit more aggressive. HardyMJ hitting the brakes hard, really brake-checked Team Canada.
Now, you did call him HardyMJ, but he is anything but a machine gun right now. Very slow. He's basically a Civil War musket, where in between each hit, he has to pour in the powder, put in the wad, and then the ball.
Yo, but at least this musket has some rifling on that barrel, because he's pretty accurate with his shots so far, getting some good damage built up onto megD. That's going to be the stock, and Hardy didn't take too terribly much damage considering megD had 2 stocks to start that off.
And he's going to have Crockie coming in, which if you look at PR, HardyMJ, PR 12 versus Crockie 23. So Crockie is almost double the PR of HardyMJ. There's certainly an option for a 3-stock here to keep this one and take one away from Crockie, leaving this team in a very good spot.
Yeah, this is HardyMJ's opportunity to leave with a good lead for Team South. Again, Team South has only won once in the crew battles, which would be their biggest hope right now. Crockie, though, has the axe in hand, can hit some big swinging attacks if he needs to. Oh, a little bit of a misstep there. Misinput on that. Likely wanted a recovery.
Now again, you're seeing HardyMJ playing very slowly, continuing what he was doing against megD over to Crockie. You'll see him dash in, throw out an in-light, and then dash back. He's using that in-light because it throws out more active frames. It's still a relatively safe move. Oh my gosh! Crockie was like, dude, I'm tired of this. I'm going to throw out this D-Sig that lasts 45 years and covers everything around me.
He's like, you know what? You keep spot dodging perfectly. Why don't I just put out too many active frames for you to spot dodge? Crockie does get the stock, but HardyMJ has that real possibility of getting this stock off of Crockie.
He straight up said, dodge this from the Matrix. And threw out his spiraling blender of death with the down signature.
Gonna back up, pick up another spear. This is Crockie's weapon of choice, known for his spear play. Good spot dodge from Crockie. Man, both of these guys are so good at their spot dodging. Okay.
Oh!
Low for it, but is gonna get punished. Yeah, that's the risk with that one. He put out the ground pound, put a little bit of a hitbox, went low, and was expecting HardyMJ to back off, but Hardy was like, no, that just means I have to do one button, and you're out of there.
I was almost a little bit confused by that because I saw him go in with the ground pound like he didn't have any movement options and he was just going to die and respawn as quickly as possible. But he definitely did have movement options. I thought he was just straight up throwing that stock away. But he had bigger things in mind.
The Canadian mind games from Crockie. Ooh, the chase down. Nice recovery as he saw Crockie go high off that one. Still, Crockie is getting the better in the damage department. Punish, nice. HardyMJ waiting out the neutral light. So Crockie threw out the neutral sig, you know, going to have a lot more recovery frames on the tail end of that one, and then immediately threw out the neutral light to try to cover the punish. Hardy was ready for that, waited out both, and then came in.
He's a classic Crockie weapon toss. No nair follow-up. He just wanted to pick his weapon back up and then sort of reset into this footsie game that they're playing. Oh!
That's a scary spot, but Crockie wins out with the recovery. Hammer nair from HardyMJ and the side sig to punish the spot dodge. HardyMJ feeling real good right now.
I think Hardy will be happy to get past Crockie if he does, likely. I don't know if Ethan is going to play quite the same way.
Yeah, it's definitely you're going to see very drastic pacing changes with this Team South comp, right? You've got Pier, pretty standard play style. You've got Hardy, who's going to really hit the brakes, and then you go back to Ethan, who's going to be a little bit faster, coming in with that high movement speed Hattori, as well as the fact that Ethan just likes to play a little bit more aggressive.
There is still a very real chance for Crockie to take out Hardy here. That would be a big win for this team.
Neutral light to punish. Gonna try to chase forward on that one. Crockie disarmed, but still able to pick up the spear. Towards the weapon toss.
Now has the axe in hand. Hardy over on the wall, taking his time to get back, using everything. Crockie was ready to back up and just wait for it, and Hardy immediately just blew everything. Saw the sweat beads come out. Even his dodge was gone, so Crockie got the free landing punish and is controlling the weapons here. Crockie playing this last stock very well.
Yeah, Crockie knows that this will set up either team for their final players. Oh, just off the mark. That is unjumpable, but it is still dodgeable. HardyMJ missing the Sair, though. Both of them still in the red. Crockie trying to whittle down with these pokes. Hardy, weapon control. Neutral sig, not enough to take the stock off. Oh!
Crockie! Oh, that barely even sent off screen. He's going to have to do more damage.
Sentinel a little bit higher on the defense.
Crockie!
Great weapon toss. Oh, he touched.
Crockie!
Weapon tosses from Crockie, and he's going to shut down HardyMJ. Can he get the extra credit? No extra credit.
Literally no extra credit.
Zero.
But man, He took out HardyMJ. Congratulations, Crockie. Good work on that one.
Didn't even find the extra credit question. But it's Ethan versus Cosolix, a straight 1v1. And historically, of late, I want to say it leans a little bit Cosolix favored.
The damage so far is in favor of Cosolix. Back-to-back neutral lights that did turn Cosolix yellow, and a side air, a little bit deeper into yellow on that one. Another side air. Ethan doing a great job so far. Shoot, maybe just stay unarmed. It was great.
I mean, it works really well against Lance. Lance has a lot of like larger hitboxes, right? Longer range. Ooh, but a nice recovery from Cosolix. Continuing to deny. Cosolix, if you want to talk about weapon priming, Cosolix is the guy who weapon primes the most.
Nice spot dodge there to get through it. Unfortunately, he still doesn't have a weapon, so his punishes, while numerous, aren't necessarily the most fruitful.
But yeah, stacked up options can be really, really good against Lance, but Cosolix going to find the side air. Ethan going down to the second stock. Cosolix not even really in that kill percent. This is going to be tough for Ethan. Good dash dodge from Cosolix, and read the jump up from Ethan. Extra damage.
Ethan has Cosolix without a weapon. Spawn comes in. It's on the left side. Ethan going for the other direction read. That is a regular read he does out of the side light. He'll go for the D light the other direction. He'll also go for the side light the other direction. Gets the stock. Also going to have weapon control here. Spawn comes in. Cosolix grabs it. It is an axe. Ethan doing some good damage so far. Almost has the lead here despite being behind.
Yeah, Ethan's ability to hit like a neutral light, just poke the opponent and then pick correctly on where to dash forward or backwards. It's working really, really well, but Cosolix is still, he's just trading out slightly more effectively. That high defense plus a lot of good damage on the Lance.
A lot of dashes coming out between these two characters.
Oh.
That's primarily the noise you hear.
He didn't have the reactions. Good dodge through from Cosolix. Ethan, he had the dodge, right? Like he hit the side light and waited, and then he just didn't react in time. Big neutral sig will launch Ethan. Disarmed. Cosolix not able to get back to his Lance in time, but he still has a pretty solid axe. Yeah, big side air, and he's going to get weapon control.
So I like the neutral sigs that we're seeing come out from Cosolix. He is going to take another stock, but before, Ethan was covering a lot of his landings where Cosolix might normally go for a side light and then a follow-up after that. Ethan was covering with a 45-degree weapon toss and then landing and picking it back up. Ethan's going to keep this one even. So to get past that, you saw those neutral sigs coming out. And like the first one hit because Ethan was expecting to toss his weapon to cover the side light landing punish.
Yeah, Ethan not doing the best when he gets caught up in that juggle. When he's on the ground, his dashing can work so well, but man, when he starts getting stuck in the air, Cosolix is getting the better of him. Nice pokes coming out from Ethan. Got the movement with the double down light, that extra 15 damage. Oh, this is close. This is going to be down to the final stocks here.
There's the punish and another neutral signature from Cosolix.
Ethan's in trouble. Here's the weapon spawn. Picks it up and able to dodge, but a side light side air. Ethan's in trouble. Good dodge.
Gets through the neutral signature. There's a side light, D light. He goes for the big play there.
Wanted it.
We'll see if that was the right choice. It doesn't seem like that was the right choice. It's going to be Cosolix coming in. Pretty even damage numbers across the board for Cosolix, Crockie, and megD. 591, 590, and 655.
On the other side, HardyMJ putting out the big numbers. 853 damage done, 733 taken. It was really HardyMJ who was that pivot point, and we went into a very clean 1v1 for the final stocks, final players. But unfortunately, it was Team Canada to win game number 1. Again, it's a best of 3 in these crew battles. So if Team Canada wins this next one, they win the crew battles portion, and we go straight to the 2v2s.
Hardy with the good work. There's the side air that ended Ethan's final stock. I believe we're going to see some beautiful stats coming up. There you see it, the global stats for this team so far. You see that 853 damage. He also took 734. I'm going to have to pull up the calculator and do the math on that. 734 divided by his 3 stocks. 244 and 2/3 repeating. That's incredible.
Yeah, that's great damage per stock. And again, that was why HardyMJ was able to bring it back. He was going up. The Team Canada was up +2, and HardyMJ brought it to even, which is really good, basically taking 5. On the other side, though, Team Canada, they're just good. They're consistent. They just got to keep playing their game, and we could see them going home with the victory. Interesting that megD, with a 0% signature accuracy, did not hit a single sig. Maybe didn't throw out any. I'm trying to remember.
No, it'll say NA if they didn't throw out any.
He just misses sigs.
Did he really not hit any? All the ones that hit that I'm thinking of must have been Hardy's.
Okay, yeah. I mean, Hardy was hitting sigs, right? Hit the side sig on a Crockie, hit a couple neutral sigs as well. So that was definitely a lot of HardyMJ's signatures that you were seeing hit.
Cosolix also came out with a 50%, and we saw several of those. I think he hit 2 N-Sigs and then maybe missed 2 N-Sigs. I don't remember any other ones coming out other than the neutral sig.
Yeah, actually trying to remember if he threw out any sides or downs, and I can't think of one. But right now we're getting into game number 2, Team Canada versus Team South. Likely looking for a map that's just a good all-rounder. Generally leans in favor of Mammoth, Apocalypse, and Demon Island, and it looks like it's going to be Demon Island for game number 2 of the crew battles between Team Canada and Team South.
Man, Hardy is coming in with deck stance as well, so he's taking out of defense. With 6 defense, he almost took, on average, 250 damage per stock. That's incredible. That's some of the best I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's really impressive stock extension. But coming into this one, Pier doing much better. Likely had a little bit of a wake-up call on that one. Knows that if he can put out some good damage, maybe go even with megD, then that's going to set his team up big for HardyMJ.
He might have to lean on the cannon if the rest of the game is reflective of this one. He throws it away, so his next weapon pickup is going to be the Katars. Going Katar v Katar against megD. Pretty scary, but he's handling it.
Nice ground pound. megD did get the wall touch, so Pier knows to be in position, but doesn't need to do it. megD gonna fall. Pier with plenty of health to play in this one. What an adjustment.
Now, I saw that D-Light come out, and that was away from the wall, which the only place megD could have recovered to, if there was even enough recovery options, would have been to the wall, and he would have had to blow everything. Of course, megD couldn't make it to the wall, but that D-Light going away from the wall, if megD had like one more option, that D-Light would not have been the answer. That wouldn't have led to the kill. He had to do that towards the wall. I'm going to chalk that up to a misinput, though.
Yeah, I'm trying to understand if it maybe was a misinput or maybe it was just I need to make sure megD doesn't touch me so he can't.
That also could be an option as well.
D-Light in there though. Pier gonna take another one. What a reversal. Pier looking so strong against megD.
That neutral sig he picks up with the cannon, that must have been at max range too.
Yeah, that was hitting the peak of that cannon. megD going to try to slow this down a little bit here. Wants to make sure that Pier can't get the guaranteed plus. Side sig will launch. Side air will finish off that first stock of Pier.
He's going to take that stock and also make sure that he doesn't have 0% signature accuracy because he did at least hit that side signature this time.
Honestly, that's the most important stat right there is that signature accuracy. Dash movement Pier. Trying to use a weapon toss to open up megD. Again, megD kind of known for that that slower play style, forcing people to make those approaches.
Pier continuing to hold a nice lead here as megD dodges through that neutral signature. Trying to control the ground. Neutral airs very airborne. Recovery's very airborne as well, and then you immediately retreat back to the ground. That neutral sig hitting again. There's the side air. Going to put megD off stage, tossing the weapon very high, picking up the Katars, even throwing that fire breath down over the corner.
Yeah, went for the Spitfire there. Didn't quite work out as megD was high, but Pier just trying to put out some threats. Just make megD think about what Pier is going to go for. Weapon does get denied, and megD, with the weapon control, is backing away from Pier's unarmed.
Pier without a weapon. Double slide in. Gets slapped off stage, recovering very high. megD retreating back to the ground.
Nice
the weapon
slap.
toss and then a big slap. Gonna send megD over the edge of the neutral light.
Nice read.
And the neutral signature. Good read.
That is something that is uniquely Lin Fei, right? Like, most other Qatar characters have to go for a second read there. They go for the end light, and then they have to go for a dodge read with another end light recovery. Crockie putting down the controller as Pier's just going to juggle. And the fun fact is, Crockie has to do something. Otherwise, Pier can just keep juggling timeout, and that's going to be a South dub in crew battles, but that would be a 16-minute timeout, which is pretty hard to do.
Crockie does have to do something, but like you said, there's really not... It's not a buzzer going down that he has to check up at and go, oh no, I have 10 seconds all of a sudden. We saw Crockie play last game really slow as well. So he could do that for several minutes and then just hope that Pier gets a little bit impatient.
Well, we did see Pier opt to throw the cannon and aggress, so we are going to see some combat on these stocks. But man, Crockie, he's got to play it safe, which is one of the reasons why you're not seeing him over-aggress. He knows that he's got to take down Pier, and then he still has to play against the 3 stocks of HardyMJ, and now it's Crockie's turn to juggle. Pier going to go straight in.
Ooh, he's able to get to that weapon spawn. That one helped him out as he was moving to the right side of the stage to avoid Pier's pressure incoming from the cannon.
Nice weapon
There's
toss
the classic Crockie. That's what we love to see, that weapon toss into the Nair. This time it was a neutral light as he didn't pick up his weapon, landing completely stacked on the Pier.
Yo, but things are starting to look rough for Crockie, already in the red on this first stock. Nice dealer recovery, getting some good damage. Weapon tosses again to initiate responding in kind from Crockie. Just weapon tosses the game. Nice big side sig, and Pier going to go plus in this crew battle.
I think he got caught in that from like behind Pier or maybe nearly stacked, kind of like you can sometimes from the Diana both side signature.
Yeah. It is a circle moving around the character. She's doing some spinning. Crockie going to eat a weapon toss. Pier using that opportunity, but unfortunately that's the only damage that was able to be put out onto Crockie's second stock.
Neutral light going to put Pier further into the orange. You see Crockie being very careful. That weapon toss actually turned Pier red. If Crockie can make something happen here, that got the dodge, but Crockie's going to back away and then move forward with the unarmed side heavy. Going to take out that stock, putting his team in a decent position. He's taken very little damage on this stock. We'll see if HardyMJ can come out and do big work like he did last game.
Yeah, this is still a tough spot for Team Canada, considering how Hardy played the last crew battle. But maybe Crockie is making that adjustment. Didn't take too much damage, like you said. Did lose a stock, though. So it is still a deficit for Team Canada. Hardy playing a little more aggressive in this one. Knows that his team has the advantage, so he's starting to try to push it.
Man, there's so many weapon tosses. Yeah. That's like the only thing that is coming out from these players. Yet another weapon toss from Crockie.
It's such a momentum stopper. Like, if you try to dash forward and you just eat a weapon toss to the face, you just have to think about that one. But still, Crockie is now unarmed. Does pick up the spear off that neutral air. He's immediately weapon toss again.
Definitely a huge change of pace from the Midwest versus West crew battle that we saw earlier. You know, variety is the slice of life, as they do say.
Isn't it spice? Isn't it?
What?
Isn't it the spice of life?
That's what I said.
Sig. Oh, I thought you said slice.
No.
Like a pizza slice. Side take from Crockie, though, does take down a stock from HardyMJ. So you're not going to see those big numbers that we saw in the last crew battle, but still, HardyMJ doing good work, making sure that his team stays up for that potential W over Cosolix. I think HardyMJ might be thinking that, like, hey, I need to at least put some damage onto Cosolix so we can go up Ethan versus Cosolix.
Crockie backing up, throws a neutral air, backs up again. Another neutral air.
Nice weapon toss pogo. Both of them doing that like dash jump. Yeah. They'll see them give space, and then they'll do that dash jump at each other. Crockie opting to go for the long reach with that dash inside sig. Ooh, good dodge to avoid the down signature from HardyMJ. Had that spike potential.
You know what? I'm really glad that they don't charge you per dash in Brawlhalla.
Man, that would be quite the penalty for both of these players if they charged per dash. Quite the bill they'd rack up. Again, the weapon tosses from Crockie. Disarms himself. HardyMJ taking the opportunity to steal out the weapon. Crockie finds another weapon spawn.
If Crockie grabs this stock, that's going to be huge.
It's going to be nice. Hardy wants this extra stock to work on Cosolix. Little early on that one, and Crockie's going to get back. Hardy thought he had it.
Crockie's been dodging through those down sigs, too. He's been nailing the timing on it. And Hardy's been doing the same thing several times in a row.
Yo, I mean, it's been kind of working so far. Crockie with a great sidelight, actually beating out the stomp from HardyMJ, and there's a stock off of Hardy. Crockie's got this numerically even. If he can get that damage built up on HardyMJ, things won't be too bad for Cosolix.
He's going to go for the D-Sig again. No, he's just kind of backing up. Doesn't have a true option here now that Hardy has the Katars in his hands. He can go for a raw signature. He can hope to get a D-Light recovery or an N-Light recovery, or maybe just waiting for the weapon spawn to come in so he has the consistency of hammer. Yep, yeah, there it is.
Be it. There's the swap. Neutral light, not going to lead to a knockout. Doesn't even lead to the off-screen for Crockie. Hardy likely looking for, oh, he's looking for a raw six. I was going to say he's likely looking for the stomp. That's the more consistent knockout tool, but Crockie's, he's doing this right. He's getting this damage. He's just slowly whittling away, but there it is. Stomp into side air, and now HardyMJ, it's on him to get the extra credit for the team. He has to get damage built up onto Cosolix. Otherwise, it's going to be a straight 1v1, and Cosolix won the last one.
RC and Cosolix chase after HardyMJ. Always making sure there's not too much space between them, but he doesn't overextend.
Ooh, that's a burned dodge. To do that gravity cancel side light, he had to burn the spot dodge in the air, which means he's got the longer punish window. 2 seconds in the air, 1.5 of them touches, and Cosolix gets the stock. I don't know if that's enough extra credit.
Yeah, Team Canada definitely in a good spot here. Cosolix looking to open up Ethan. You see the side light, then he just completely waited. Was hoping he could get a movement option and then go to work on that spear.
Yeah, you saw Cosolix immediately dodge up. He was in the air. Ethan was really trying to catch a landing, but oh, here comes the damage. Good punish from Ethan from below. Double recovery, but the defense of the Macho Man is too much. Ethan bleeding out here. Misses the neutral sig, and Ethan can't punish or touch.
And Cosolix does have a pretty good lead here. He's not too deep in the red. He's not even in the red at all. He's still in the orange. You can see him get hit, and he's still blinking orange, even though that health bar on the right is looking a little bit more towards the right or the red side.
Another side air from Cosolix. D-Light recovery, still not enough. Macho Man, he is just too tanky. Finally, the D-Light recoveries, but Ethan is the one who looks like he got extra credited. He's gotten more damage on the second stock.
Immediately throws the axe away, hoping for a spawn to come in. There it is. It's on the right side. Cosolix able to grab that one.
Cosolix kind of knowing how these weapon spawns work. He threw it away and immediately went over to the other side, expecting that weapon spawn, and was ready for it. Oh, didn't get the follow-up there from Ethan. Ethan's sword looking really good in this matchup. He was playing spear a lot, and it just wasn't really working out. Now he's over to the sword, and things are looking a little bit better.
He's finding these one hits quite often, and even a follow-up reasonably frequently. Doesn't go for the D-Light Dare recovery on the first one because he knew he couldn't get it. The D-Light came out, and Cosolix was still in the orange. On the second one, he knew he was in the right damage range to get the full 3 hit. Knew based off the positioning of where he hit the Dare that it wasn't too much the edge of that cone to where he could find the recovery afterward.
Yeah, really well done from Ethan. The first time did it just kind of a feeler out, kind of get a feel of how Cosolix was going to move. And then second time, pulls the trigger, gets the stock, and Ethan's got health to play with here. Things are looking good for Team South. Good spot dodge from Ethan. Goes for the D-Light side air there. Not the optimum damage, but just wanted to steal back some stage. Neutral sig from Cosolix on the wake up will put them into final stocks.
Now Ethan's still in the lead here. This makes me a little bit worried for Team South now that they swapped Ethan off of the anchor and put that pressure onto Pier. We don't know how well Pier is going to do against Cosolix, but he does have a losing record, but we may not even get to that point.
That is all for the future to decide. Nice follow-up there. GC and Light, true combo for damage onto Cosolix. Again, recognizing this is Macho Man. Needs to get more damage. The side sig, and Ethan is going to put one on the board. We're going to game 3.
Man, that game was long. You're seeing Pier doing 814 damage. Big work on that. Also took 4 stocks. So he took his allotted 3 plus 1 there. You're seeing the beginning of this game. Man, that was a long game.
Yeah, definitely one of the more paced ones. This is this crew battle is a marathon for sure. But you got to give credit to Pier, right? Like you said, 814 damage coming in as that front man for Team South. That's what your role is when you're in the front. You want to get your team that early lead. And HardyMJ didn't put out the best numbers, but still he was keeping it close, keeping it even, and a lot of it was just like maintaining that lead that Pier had built.
You're seeing those stats up. Cosolix again with 50% signature accuracy. Now you're seeing that NA coming in and Ethan's signature too long because we're getting into the game, which is what Twitch chat is actually really here to see.
For sure.
They don't care about any of this. They don't care about you and I. They just want to see the games.
We don't care about numbers unless that number is how many stocks left are on the opposing team. It is Pier versus megD for game 3 of the crew battles. And like I was trying to say at the start of the last one, megD making the swap over to the Ember. This is kind of his history to pick, the character that he did so well with when he blew up in the seasonal.
Gonna have a possibly juicy signature kit here. Everybody loves that bow neutral signature.
Good positioning from Pier. megD gonna swap back to the Katars. Still weapon advantage to megD. And if the first crew battle match was any indication, that's really good for Team Canada. Oh, but Pier putting some pressure out. Good spot dodge to the neutral out of Pier, but a wake up from Pier will immediately turn that around.
And he got 2 hits off of it. Got the Dare in light instead of just a neutral light. It's just 2 Qatar players going at it. Big slap for Pier, going to put him in the advantage state as megD is recovering back to the platform. Does hit a recovery, gets onto the main platform. There's that bow neutral signature. Of course, picked up the spawn, giving him the bow in hand. Nice. Neutral signature, just raw from Pier, punishing the recovery back to the main platform from megD.
Really well done from Pier, but still, oh man, he is pushing that advantage. Big damage for Pier, getting 4 or 5 hits on that one, continuing it. No response from megD just yet. This is nice for Team South.
Winning with that ground pound, too. Really wanted to put that pressure on it. It was very telegraphed, too. That was like a 2017, 2018 wrench ground pound.
Yo, I will say, though, for those Qatar players out there, ground pound does do the most damage per move. So maybe that's what Pier was doing, just trying to get that quick damage. Another recovery comes out in position. Went for a gravity cancel neutral light there. Very interesting option, especially because he was in sweat beats. He didn't have anything to follow that one up.
Man, Pier has backed up and run away from 2 of those bow neutral signatures perfectly. He knows that's coming, because if that was a bow D-Light that he was expecting, he wouldn't run away like that because he would get hit.
Yeah, man. He is ready for it, and he's spacing it just right. Like, I'm surprised he got underneath that Raven from megD. Neutralite going to give Pier the weapon. The right move from Pier could lead to the knockout, but it is going to be hard. Again, the Qatar is not really a tool to have, like, D-Light side air or anything like that.
Back-to-back side light in lights. Putting out some good damage. Bringing the damage differential between these two a little bit closer. Now Pier has the cannon, of course, has the D-Light Nair as the KO option, or the neutral signature. He's been loving that one. A neutral light is going to KO here on the small Brawlhalla. Picked up right over on the right edge of the main platform. That's going to be his KO option. Has a good lead.
Nice pickup from megD. Will put Pier off screen, comes back, touches the wall, will reset those jumps. The D-Light actually connecting onto Pier, but megD wasn't ready for it to hit, so couldn't get the follow-up.
Oh, that one hit as well, but was interrupted by the weapon toss. Another weapon toss coming out. Another D-Light hitting. Wasn't in the position to pick up the recovery afterward, though.
But still, megD, all he needs to do is hit a D-Light, can go for the recovery for the knockout, or just a neutral light, and we're back to even. Game number 3. Pier has to set his team up nice.
Now, D-Light into the recovery on the bow will kill like one iteration earlier, but the D-Light into the neutral light is easier to hit, especially if you're not a bow player. It's much easier to hit, and you only have to hit like one more of those for it to still KO.
Yeah, it's definitely a nice, consistent tool, D-Light recovery. Just a slightly more optimal knockout tool. Yeah, really backed off there. Punish opportunity, hits the neutral light. Opted not to go for some sort of combo starter there with like a D-Light dare. He just barely jumps out of that one. Weapon toss trades out. megD not able to get the weapon pickup, but still has that damage advantage over Pier. Guitar pickup. Neutral Sig, and megD gonna take the lead for Team Canada.
That bird was hungry, too. It came out so many times and didn't find anything to eat. That time, it took a chunk out and a big chunk as it got the KO. megD only in the orange here, so 100+ damage, but less than 150 damage on this stock.
We have seen HardyMJ steal away that lead, though, from Team Canada. That's what happened in the first crew battle. Team Canada still was able to close it out. Nice jump from megD, expecting that down sig from HardyMJ. Slap down. Another slap, and HardyMJ is going to even this one up. Didn't take too much damage for that one, and sticking with the Qatars.
That was a good punish option as well. It wasn't anything that risked too much time where you had to like think ahead of time, where would he be so I can queue up the down signature that has a lot of startup frames, or where exactly do I start my ground pound so it'll hit. No, he just waited for something where he could react easily to the movement that was coming in. He hit the side air. That was all it took.
Yeah, just had it right positioned. Expected the wake-up jump there from Crockie, which is why he backed off and did like a jumping nair. Crockie, though, went a little lower, still touching the ground. So far, trading between the two of them. Looking like Lil Cat with that low recovery from Crockie. HardyMJ denying the weapon pickup, but Crockie's been in this position plenty of times. There's the weapon spawn. Hardy gonna just cover, trying to trap it, picks up the hammer. Look at all those sidekicks in the back.
Yeah, what?
Every player has one.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's true.
It's all of their sidekicks just watching for them. Nice falling nair from HardyMJ. Yeah, he burned a lot on that. They're really floating out there.
Hardy's still behind in terms of damage. Oh, hit the side light, D-Light into the side air, gets the KO. Crockie continuing to lead here. Going to shift up his weapons just a little bit. Now has the axe in hand.
Crockie going in. Hardy can't punish the whiffed ground pound. Went for a jumping nair on that one. Falling in side air. Good spot dodge. Scoop up. Needs another hit. Neutral Sig, and HardyMJ keeps this even. Little by little, HardyMJ is closing that health differential.
We'll see if anything changes now that he's not really so far behind. If he'll pick things up just a little bit, because we are on a small map where his weapons will knock out earlier. If he can put maybe some pressure onto Crockie. He is doing a better job this game. He doesn't have that long Demon Island to run around on or any other long stage.
Yeah, definitely a lot less space to move around your opponent. But with that, like you're kind of saying, the right side sig could lead to a knockout very quickly on small Brawlhaven. This is one of the smallest maps in the game. Falling weapon toss. Nice pogo. Ooh, big attempt there from HardyMJ. Crockie going to capitalize on it, but Hardy gets back up with the recovery. Big side sig. That's what I'm talking about. HardyMJ catching the movement of Crockie, and HardyMJ in a good position to take the lead for Team South.
Yeah, you called that one perfectly. They do call you the Duke Stradamus of Twitch. That's for sure. They call you that all the time. I've heard it.
I asked them not to. I was like, please, you know, I'm a real humble guy, but they keep saying it. I can't help it.
That is true. You are humble. They call you the Humble Bundle of Twitch, indeed.
Yeah, I'm a man of many nicknames, but right now HardyMJ only needs one stock, not a nickname, to get through Crockie and go on to Cosolix. He's stuck on this corner here. Likely will do a jump weapon toss. Yep, and that'll guarantee the landing.
Ooh, nice weapon toss. Continued that string. The side light neutral air.
Oh, he threw that.
That was stacked, so he couldn't find the hit on it. Neutral light comes out. It's from the left side, sending to the right. Didn't even send Hardy off screen. If he had it sending the other way, that absolutely would have led to a KO.
Good avoidance from HardyMJ. It's a side light, but can't get the follow-up. Looking very similar to how the last crew battle went. Good spot dodge from Crockie. That seems to be HardyMJ's like main way of getting back up onto the stage, is do a jump weapon toss, similar to how a lot of people do like a jump side air, and then get back up. Don't really worry about being disarmed. Worry about having your feet on the ground.
Crockie controlling the weapon, throws his spear, picks up another one, neutralites over the corner. HardyMJ making sure he stays low. Doesn't want to get hit by anything coming right over the corner as he peeks his hurt box up. As the hammer goes for the side air. Doesn't quite have the range on it. Crockie was just a little bit too far away. Hits the side sig again. Right as 10 minutes happened. That's averaging about 5 minutes per 3 stocks of Team Canada.
Those side sigs doing great work for Team South. HardyMJ, though, wants to get this extra credit. He was able to add up a little bit of damage onto Cosolix in the last crew battle. Likely wants some more. Cosolix doing a huge job just dashing around underneath HardyMJ.
You saw Hardy give Cosolix a lot of respect there. Cosolix went with the big ground pound going in deep, and Hardy just recovered back to the platform. Didn't even try to push that situation.
Stomp, scoop up, goes for the nair, needs more. Can't quite hit it. Great damage, though, for HardyMJ. Again,
so
the
that's
jump
some
weapon toss.
Good extra credit. Cosolix not quite in the red yet.
Oh!
Man, that even almost KO'd. Hardy's not even red either.
If Hardy doesn't get the stock extra credit, I'm still sweating a little bit for Team South because all Cosolix needs is 1 or 2 jump reads, and that's a stock stolen on a map like Small Brawlhaven.
I mean, even just hitting the side air in orange in the right spot, he's going to get the KO here, which is definitely not out of the realm of possibility for Cosolix whatsoever.
Spot dodge, and he opted to charge the weapon toss. Make sure this weapon spawn is delayed just slightly. Ethan throws out the side sig, doesn't connect.
It's not going to be the game-winning option like he got last time.
There's the punish from Ethan, and things are looking all right for Team South. Ethan denying weapons, and taking note, wants to stick with the sword in this matchup against Cosolix. Ooh, that was a risky spot dodge right in the face of Cosolix, but Cosolix not able to capitalize.
Ooh, Ethan.
Let's go.
He's putting good damage. That second dare turned Cosolix orange. A little bit over 100 damage on that stock. Now he's red. That damage was out of very quickly. Went for the dare. Oh, he found another neutral signature. Good work from Ethan. Those Hattori neutral signatures earlier from Team Northeast and now from Ethan. Been working great today. Hattori Insig is back, baby.
Hattori Ensig back on the menu. Hattori's everywhere crying out in joy, but a side air from Cosolix will at least get this one closer. 2 stocks left for Ethan versus the 1 of Cosolix.
That's going to be punish. He went for the neutral light, trying to put out as many active frames as he could to catch Ethan in maybe spot dodging in place or maybe a couple other positions as well. Nice double D-light into the recovery. Not quite getting the KO here.
Things looking all right for the South. Cosolix close to that kill percent. It is small Brawlhaven, so that high defense not going to be as great. There it is. Ethan is able to close it out for Team South. They're going to go 1-up over Team Canada for the crew battles.
And good work from everybody on these teams. Pier, even though he picked up 2 KOs, put out 504 damage, which is a good number. Meanwhile, HardyMJ, he hit the jackpot, putting out 777 damage done. Also picked up 4 KOs. Here was Crockie versus HardyMJ. There's that side signature that you called out several times, back to back.
He was hitting those side sigs. Cosolix, though, did a great job bringing it down to final players there. Ethan he had the number. The sword play from Ethan really works for a little bit more survivability. At the very least, my biggest concern with this Team South comp is that they don't have a big damage dump or a big defense dump character, right? Like, they have 2 really good setup characters, but you don't have anything like a hammer, you don't have anything like an axe to just get that extra big hit follow-up.
So one thing that sort of plagued Noel in parallel yesterday was in 2 different games, one of them took like an insane amount of damage very quickly. That kind of put them behind their teammate. One of the games, it was Noel taking a lot of damage and then going out super early. The other one was Parallel taking a lot of damage and then going out super early. So if they can kind of normalize that, they have a real good chance here. I mean, they had a real good chance against Simba and Santi, so I got to think they have a good chance against Pugsyxd and iThrowow here. Gonna fall reasonably early compared to everyone else, but not super early if they're able to sort of rein things back in control and start putting out that damage. Noel, with the attempted edgeguard situation, deals a little bit of damage there, gets back. Parallel's gonna take out iThrowow.
Yeah, Noel earlier went for that blind recovery in the deep end and unfortunately ended up recovering into a weapon toss. A nice neutral sig, though, from Parallel will even up the stock count here between the 2 teams. Pugsyxd, again, it's very impressive when somebody is able to make the Finn the Human work in 2v2s because that's a low defense legend in a space with a lot of hitboxes.
For that neutral signature. It doesn't end up hitting, but Parallel does find a neutral light that sends Pugsyxd flying to the left side of the screen. The D-light side air is going to be a KO, and we are completely back to dead even after 2 knockouts were found for each team.
Things are literally as even as they can get right now. You got the recovery from Parallel onto iThrowow. Ooh, big neutral air will put Noel in a dangerous spot at the top of the map, and Noel's trying to slow it down. You see how he's trying to play further back, but the side sig from iThrowow takes him out.
Pugsyxd just kind of jumping and fast falling over on the right soft platform, then moves down through the main platform over to the left soft platform. Parallel looking for a KO on iThrowow. Back-to-back recovery is only the first one hit. GC side signature, really hoping to find a read there. The D-light that would have led to the Sair or a recovery to KO is interrupted by Pugsyxd. They find a KO anyway.
iThrowow playing so incredibly well. You got to give credit to Pugsyxd for that save there. But still, iThrowow was dominating. Took 3 stocks for that second of his. And now it's on Team South to make the decision. Do they try to add up this damage onto iThrowow, maybe hope for the 1v2 against Pugsyxd? Do they try to get Pugsyxd out of this one so that they can get everyone onto their final stocks? It's a tough call to make.
Ooh, they're going to have to hit yet another recovery. I thought the one from Noel was going to KO, but it wasn't enough. So he hit yet another one that looked like 2 from Noel and then 1 from Parallel before that it took to KO Pugsyxd. So Pugsyxd definitely doing a great job. You talked about that lower defense, and not only does he have that lower defense and going on pace with the other players in the game, but he's really ahead of them in terms of the damage that he's taking and the stocks that he's losing.
Pugsyxd's doing a really good job with the stock extension on this low defense ledge. Another recovery from Parallel. That's one thing that's working really well for Team South is that they're doing a lot of these recoveries from below. Those soft platforms can look safe, especially on Miami Dome, but man, if you've got a sword recovery from underneath, that can be real nice.
Not only just the recovery, but you got to be working towards not getting hit by those neutral signatures that Noel is really starting to bring out. Oh my gosh! He just fell for 100 years and still couldn't get over to the wall in time. I don't know if he was just falling, hoping that there was going to be a save from his teammate or what happened, but he just straight up fell.
He thread the needle, but forgot to tie the knot, and unfortunately lost the sewing needle on that one. He just fell. He was just gone. And that was all she wrote. Game 1 goes the way of Team Canada. Again, Team Canada is playing for the tiebreaker. They have to win 2 more in this best-of-5 2v2 set. Otherwise, Team South is going to take the dub.
That's just so brutal to see. There was the fall from Noel that put Parallel into the 1v2 situation. Gravity cancel side signature from iThrowow to KO that one. We are seeing no character swaps, no stance swaps either. Still base stance from Noel and Parallel, the defense stance from Pugsyxd, and the movement speed stance from iThrowow. And we're going to a triplats map. 2 wasn't enough. They want more as we head to the Enigma.
It's interesting how much both of these teams apparently like these multi-platform maps. Generally speaking, North Americans like as few platforms as possible, but going to triplats and Miami Dome, very interesting.
Yeah, going to the Enigma here is definitely very apt because it is an enigma to me why anybody would choose this map. It can be very strange to play on.
It is nice. Again, we were talking about those sword recoveries, but at the same time, axe downlight, really, really good on this map. Those soft platforms, again, they can feel safe. You want to land on them, and then something with a good anti-air just punishes you for it.
This really is just a good matchup between these two teams.
Yeah.
So many of the things between them are dead even, if not very, very close. Pugsyxd's going to find the first KO. That's going to be a full team wipe there. 1 for Pugsyxd, 1 for iThrowow. We might see Team Canada starting to run away with this one. Though, again, the numbers last game for Noel and Parallel were very healthy. Now, Noel only picked up 1 kill, but he did like 600+ damage.
I will say with this team comp from Noel and Parallel, usually you're looking for a lot of handoffs. You're usually looking for a lot of back and forth. And that's not really what we're seeing from this team. Instead, it's been generally kind of like 2 1v1s with the occasional pass back.
There are 3 swords on the field. Now there are 4 swords on the field. There's going to be a KO finally of Pugsyxd, but now we're starting to see what was worrying me yesterday. Noel taking a lot more damage than anyone else in this game. He's already in the red on his second stock. Meanwhile, Parallel is in, I don't even think he's orange yet, and everybody else is in the yellow. There he finally ticks orange, but that's the beginning side of that.
Yeah, you're not seeing this momentum swing back in favor of Team South, and at this rate, Team Canada is going to take another one. Noel trying to get to the weapon spawn, but immediately taken out. Again, the team wipe for Team Canada.
Now we're seeing from Pugsyxd and iThrowow what we saw based on Week 1, Days 1 and 2.
Noel goes in, trying to punish iThrowow. But man, they need a big swing. Team South needs to show their team combo potential. Otherwise, it's just going to be more trouble.
Noel was looking for the big play on top. You saw him chasing iThrowow so high into the air, hoping for the gauntlet recovery to KO off the top in orange, but he didn't have enough.
You saw just there, just a little while ago, went for the D-Light Nair, and then opted for a side air read, just trying to shove iThrow off stage, trying to get a Gimp, but he's not finding the hits that he needs. Another side air, and Noel is gone. 4 stocks left for Team Canada.
And there is a real 4-stock potential here. You're seeing the ground pounds go in. Pugsyxd and iThrow taking turns, going in, and then hoping to punish Parallel when he tries to get away from their other teammate. That recovery is going to hit both members, send them flying, but they were still relatively together, so Parallel couldn't capitalize that and immediately punish someone. Gets through after that neutral light, didn't get punished by Pugsyxd.
Good chase dodge from Parallel. He's playing the 1v2. It's one. Oh, no punish, but still the neutral light comes out. Clash out works out in Parallel's favor. Everyone on final stocks, but man, Parallel, he's got to play the 2v1 of his life. Deep red here in game number 2.
Go for a hit, and then he kind of goes back over to the wall. That's his safe space right now. And you don't see Pugsyxd and iThrow going in as deep anymore. They're giving some respect to Parallel. They know that even though he's in red, anything can happen on the edge. You get caught in the wrong place, wrong time, but a recovery on the top platform. That was the wrong place at the wrong time for Parallel, or the right place at the right time for iThrow's recovery. That's a KO off the top. We see almost 500 damage from Parallel, 3 KOs. But again, Noel picked up 1 KO this time, but he only put out 299 damage. He was taken out of the game so early.
Team South is struggling in this 2v2, and it's all coming down to game number 3. If Team Canada wins this one, we go to the tiebreaker. Otherwise, Team South still has a dog in the 2v2 fight. What is the swap going to be? Are we going to see Parallel go back to the Thor, or is he like, hey, I'm doing my part with this Hattori. It's on Noel to make that adjustment. I don't know what the change is going to be, but it looks like Parallel's thinking long and hard about this one.
Yeah, I don't know. You bring up the exact point. It's kind of the one that Noel is the one lagging behind. It's not like Parallel needs the hammer for the earlier KOs and the higher consistent kill options, because he's still picking up his 3. He's not getting 4, he's not getting 5 or 6, but he's still picking up his 3 for all intents and purposes. He's also the one that is surviving longer. He's taking less damage, and he's taking it less quickly than Noel is. So it's kind of on Noel to step this one up. Parallel really thinking hard about this one, and he's coming in with the Jala pick. Level 47 to Pugsyxd's level 52 Finn.
This is a big risk play coming out from Parallel. Again, Jala, one of the lower defense legends. And the fact that Parallel has played a Thor, a Hattori, and a Jala, like that defense is just going down. But if he still plays like he's got the movement speed of Hattori, or like he's got the defense of a Thor, this could be trouble.
Now, he is going defense stance here compared to the base stance Hattori, so he's going to move that defense stat up from 3 to 4, which is going to match what he was doing with Hattori earlier. So he's not really going to feel any difference there.
Well, we'll see how well it pays out, because he does have the axe in hand, able to chunk a lot better. Those pickups, those 1 or 2 hits that he gets will be so much more effective. Nice neutral sig coming out from Parallel. But I'm watching Noel right now, and he is getting launched deep red on the left side.
Yeah, he's kind of getting pinballed back and forth. iThrow with a nice follow-up off of Pugsyxd. The recovery not going to be the KO option. And that is a team. Oh, no, a team kill. Friendly Fire coming out with a neutral signature, taking out Noel. He is now the first one to lose his stock. Nice answer back quickly from Parallel. Also goes for the down signature in an attempt to hit iThrow. Doesn't make contact, but we're reasonably even. A little bit more team damage coming out. That is something Noel cannot afford here.
Man, I'm getting the vibe that Parallel is playing this like he wants to 1v2. Like, he's not really playing around Noel. It's predominantly him just like, all right, I've got to play a 1v2. I got to just hit everyone.
And that could be part of the choice of the character swap. Like, he just wants to go in. He wants to do big work, big damage, SIGs that'll KO earlier. Like, he's playing the 1v2 already, not even worried about what Noel is going to do. We're continuing to not see too much follow-up from them compared to Team Canada here with Pugsyxd and iThrowow.
That could spell disaster or could spell success for Team South. So far, though, stock count evened again. My eyes are on Noel, already in the red on these second stocks, and there it is. Pugsyxd with a neutral sig. Could finish off Parallel, one dare. Weapon toss connects, and Parallel goes down.
You saw iThrowow completely disengage from that. He knew Pugsyxd had it. He was completely trusting his teammate, had weapons to toss at him. He went and maintained stage control from anything that was Noel coming to spawn in. He had weapon control as well. Parallel getting handled by Pugsyxd, and you see the rotation over for the follow-up off of iThrowow. Pugsyxd and iThrowow are just playing better together. I don't know if that's just that Canadian work coming together, if that's that Canadian connection, or what.
It does help that they are from the same region. They got drafted to the same region together. But there's a neutral signature to launch iThrowow out of this one. Final stocks here. It's going to take a lot of work for Team South, but they still have some stocks, some health to play with. Oh, Parallel gets disarmed. Nice follow-up from Pugsyxd. Parallel is gone.
Man, even when iThrowow misses and Noel gets through him and behind, Pugsyxd's ready for the follow-up, just like he was ready for the follow-up that just took Parallel out. This team is playing together.
Risky dodge there. Seeing the exclamation point come out, but there it is. Stomp side air, and Noel is gone. Team Canada going to win the 2v2s, and that means we're going to a tiebreaker.
And even though Parallel was taken out early, he still picked up 2 KOs, which is going to match what Noel was able to come out with. He's going to hit 498 damage, which is over 100 damage more than Noel was able to do, given a longer time in the game. Noel only did 396, so that's a little bit rough. Now, Parallel did also hit a team accident.
3 strength of the Linfei going up against the 7 on the Macho Man Randy Savage. That is going to be where we might see Pier struggle, as he's like building up all this damage and he's hitting recoveries and they're just not leading to the knockout. Cosolix, first one to pick up a weapon for the best of 3.
Now, Small Brawlhalla will give Pier just a little bit of a break there. Those recoveries will kill a little bit earlier in red, mind you, compared to Cosolix having all that strength on Small Brawlhalla means his side airs KO in orange.
He's going to be getting some quick kills, and he is so consistent at hitting those side airs. There's the down sig attempt from Cosolix. D-light side air, there you see, and one more of those, and we might see Pier gone already. Has Cosolix in the yellow. Has weapon toss to maintain that pressure. Caught him jumping, and Cosolix going to take the first stock.
He's only in the orange. 2 hits from the unarmed kit.
Nice.
That turned him red finally, that ground pound did. Neutral light going to bounce him off the main platform. If he picks that up on the corner, that could be the KO option. Neutral sig's coming out. Pier doesn't seem like a big downlight cannon player.
No, he's not looking for a lot of those downlight nairs that we see from all the other cannon players out there. Instead, well, there's one, but instead he's generally been going for the end-sig. Looks like he wants the Katars for the damage build-up onto Cosolix. Just wants to juggle, delay that weapon spawn just a little bit. Recover, Cosolix able to pick it up.
He's just going to hit the big unarmed side heavy, the big duff, big fist coming towards Pier.
Ooh. Trying to read the downward movement throughout the down signature. Cosolix gets the punish. Neutral sig launches.
That almost KO'd.
One more hit. Yeah.
That's straight out almost KO'd. He's in the beginning stages of orange. Now Pier is red. Side air, yep, that's going to KO him.
The weapon spawn. Pier picks up the cannon again. Cosolix with the 3-piece.
Good thing that Pier went down over to the wall instead of trying to land on the main platform, because Cosolix would have been ready there with the punish. I believe the dodge was gone from Pier, so that would have been the side air reads coming out. Would have been the KO.
Oh.
That KO'd! Oh my goodness!
Oh, that hurts the soul. Pier gonna go down. Canada goes up 1. Cosolix 1 game away from putting Canada on the board.
Now that's Cosolix doing 506 damage. Average that out across the 3 stocks of Pier. That's 168 damage. Why'd you say what?
Because we're seeing the swap from Pier. No longer a Linfei main. It is time for the Rayman from Pier.
Interesting choice here. I didn't happen to catch the level,
57.
but let me do, it was 57. Okay.
57.
So good time on this.
Yeah, we've seen the Rayman. I just wasn't expecting it at all with how much he's been playing Lin Fei throughout the entirety of the Pro Series. It kind of makes sense, right? X generally has a really good matchup into the Lance, so maybe that's what Pierre's going to be leaning on for this one.
Now the Rayman is his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th most played legend in Brawlhalla.
Oh, hits down sig.
Nice one.
Okay, I like the GC. Oh, but the side air from Cosolix. Yeah, Pier had to play out there. That Lance has a lot of horizontal movement, so Pier had to try to finish it. Nice 3-piece, or 2-piece. Didn't quite get that third one. Left out a chicken nugget for him.
So we were seeing the down signature from Snowy earlier that he was almost doing just completely in place on the axe. Meanwhile, Pier started that one on stage, and then you can control that, so he held left as he moved out into the push-off column, and he used that to KO. So he's using it differently than Snowy was earlier.
Yeah, there's a lot of movement on both of the Rayman down signatures. Lots of control for it. Nice side air. Cosolix running out of movement. Does still get the wall touch, though. Again, Pier going to just put the thread out. Oh, the chunk. D-like grab out. Pier going to take the lead over Cosolix.
Pier's Rayman is like 10 times, no, 100 times cheekier than his Lin Fei.
Ooh.
It's like his attitude completely changes and he becomes a Rayman player.
He locks in, he hears the yeah, and he's like, all right, it's go time. Here comes Rayman. But Cosolix does get the stock evener, and we're coming down to second stocks here between Team Canada and Team South. Sidelight in air.
Pier's going to be the first one orange on this second stock, but Cosolix is not going to be too far behind him. That ground pound turned him orange. Hit that one as well, and the weapon toss. Going to charge that one up. There's the weapon toss. Oh, he just barely touches. Pier and I think most other people watching right now thought that would have been the KO, but Cosolix just barely touches.
He was so close to dead, but the head was enough to touch the bottom of the stage. Cosolix extends the stock. Nice recovery, not enough. Neutralite. Cosolix again gets launched, but still the stock exists. There's the down sig. Pier needs a little bit of extra credit to get that hope he needs for the final stocks and potentially game 3 against Cosolix.
He's hit 2 of those now on Cosolix. That's usually just something we see Rayman players throwing out over the corner just because, like, oh, you're playing Rayman? Yeah, you have gauntlets in hand? That's just what you just do that. That's how you play that character. But he's actually hitting them, and he's hitting them in unique and interesting places.
Yeah, I mean, if there was a specifically, like, gauntlet down sig tracker for Pier, it's 100% right now.
And as we know, there is not a signature tracker because it does not work. Sorry, Creed.
Recoveries from underneath. Yo, it's a hard thing to track, all right, to be fair. Cosolix does have the damage advantage. Pier can't punish the down air from Cosolix. Oh, no. Pier's starting to get launched. Still the weapon denial, sidelight, side air, and Canada is going to go up over Team South. That will do it. Canada closes out the second week of the Pro Series, 1-3. Team South currently 0-4.
There you're seeing in these replays, like, Pier had a lead most of the game. He got the first stock. You almost saw him take that stock there. Pixel's difference, and I think the outcome of that game would have been in favor of Pier, except now on this final stock, Cosolix comes in clutch and takes it out. That final stock was a huge difference maker as Cosolix came out big.
Yeah, and that is going to be huge, closing out our weekend of Pro Series action. Of course, we still have more Pro Series action next weekend, and there you're seeing the overall standings updated for what just happened. Team Northeast currently up 4-0. Right behind them is Midwest at 3-1. MDVA tied with the Midwest at 3-1. Team Canada and Team West tied 1-3, and Team South currently sitting at 0-4.
Man, Team South, like a lot of schools down in the southern region, lagging behind a little bit.
Yeah,
unfortunately, but
not
you know,
great.
they have heart. I'm still loving watching Noel in parallel. I don't know if they are a regular 2v2 team because I can't remember really seeing them on stream recently.